ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drugs Milan Unboxing. I'm sitting here in a bio bubble at Emperor's Palace in Gauteng, South Africa. But it's not only South Africa that's got a big fight going on. There's a huge fight going on in America, in the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. It's a battle of two of the premium little guys in boxing. And I'm talking, of course, about the rematch between Juan Francisco Estrada, the WBC and Ring Magazine Junior Bantamweight Champion of the world, who will be attempting to unify his titles against his WBA counterpart, the legendary four-weight champion Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. Now that's a great fight. Before everybody in the comments on Facebook and everything asks me where can we watch the fight here in South Africa, we've got DAZN now as well, spelled D-A-Z-N. Go to DAZN, DAZN.com, and you can subscribe there. It's very reasonably priced. I think it's something like 37 Rand. So subscribe there and you can stream live. The quality is very good. You just have to have a good internet connection. Now that we've covered that, this is a fight that's been a long time in the making. The two fought 12 years in the past. Then Chocolatito was defending his WBA light flyweight champion, and it was Juan Francisco Estrada's first title shot, and it was a fight of the year candidate, and Gonzalez won a close decision. Now it's 12 years onward, and both have established themselves as stars in the lower weight division. Gonzalez won the titles at strawweight, light flyweight, and then finally at junior bantamweight when he got some American exposure in the Superfly series on HBO, and he won the WBC title from Carlos Cuadras. He was on most people's #1 pound for pound. It's great to see some of the smaller guys get recognition. And then things went wrong. He dropped a decision to the Thai tank Srisaket Sorumvisai, a close decision that many thought it could have gone his way. And in the rematch, he got knocked cold by Sorumvisai, and that seemed to be the end. He took a long break. He came back, and then he surprised everybody by winning another world title, his current WBA belt, by stopping Cole Yafai. And he since defended it once successfully against Israel Gonzalez. Juan Francisco Estrada, after he dropped the decision back in 2012 to Gonzalez, won the unified WBA and WBO flyweight titles from Brian Valoria, and he had a title reign of 5 title defenses that was real quality. He fought some really good guys that were champions in their own rights, whether in the past or in the future. Milan Melindo, Giovanni Segura, Hernan Tyson Marquez, and he bested them all. And then eventually he moved up to flyweight and junior bantamweight, and well, that was flyweight where his title reign was. He moved up to junior bantamweight, and he failed in his first attempt by dropping a close decision to Sorumvisai, who had beaten Gonzalez, but then he beat Sorumvisai in a rematch. And his most recent fight was also a rematch against Carlos Cuadras, and it was a terrific fight. Estrada hit the canvas in the third round, got up, clawed his way back into the fight, and eventually stopped Cuadras in the 11th round. He became the first guy to stop Cuadras. So Juan Francisco Estrada, 41-3, has avenged all his losses bar the one to Chocolatito Gonzalez, which he will be looking to do on Saturday. And he has his own power. He's got 28 knockouts in those 41 wins, as he's shown against Cuadras. He is a boxer who he can fight on the inside, he can box on the outside, but he's better, I think, when he's boxing at long range. But he can do both, as he showed in his first fight against Chocolatito. Now Chocolatito, on the other hand, brilliant boxer, aggressive boxer, pressure fighter. He's got great use of angles, and he throws unexpected punches from unexpected angles. He goes into uppercuts, left hooks to the body, uppercut, right hand, other way around, and he has got a very good upper body movement. He doesn't take a lot of punches, but Father Time catches up with all of us, and I think neither one of these two, even though Juan Francisco Estrada is recognized as a man by the ring, and he's the most accomplished guy at the weight for sure, and they're still great fighters, but they're not at their peaks anymore. So Gonzalez was considered done, and now he came back, and now he looks to be on form again. And Estrada, The wise money is on Estrada because of Gonzalez's wear and tear in his 50 plus fights. But Gonzalez, Estrada also has some wear and tear. He's also had very tough fights. And you could see in the Cuadras fight, you know, before he knocked Cuadras out, he also has his vulnerabilities. Also, to me, not quite as quick as he was. Also gets hit a little bit more. But so does Gonzalez. So who is going to win this fight? It's a real head scratcher. People are sort of split down the middle. I think Chocolatito is kind of a sentimental favourite. He's already a future Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's going to the Hall of Fame. I think Estrada, if not also a Hall of Famer, he's very close. He beats Chocolatito, I think for sure he's in. So there's a lot of stake for both men, even though they are sort of friends outside the ring, became friends over the years. So I think it's very difficult to call, but the principle behind this fight is very simple. Estrada is better up close on the ropes, in the corners, forcing his opponent back. I'm sorry, Chocolatito Gonzalez is better when he's fighting with his opponent back to the ropes, forcing him in the corner. Gonzalez is a pressure fighter, he's better up close. Estrada is taller, he's got a bit of a reach advantage, he's better in the center of the ring, he's a little bit quicker, and he's better from range. And that's what you could see in the first fight. Estrada fought well from range, but he couldn't keep Gonzalez off him all the time, and that happened. He fought back ferociously, but Gonzalez dominates on the inside. So the guy who's going to be able to be the ring general, to force a fight where he wants it to go for most of the time, is obviously going to be the winner. So if Estrada can keep it on the outside, in the center of the ring, he's going to win it. If Gonzalez can force him to the ropes and into the corners and make it an inside fight, he's going to win it. So who is going to force the other guy into his kind of fight? I'm going by, if we look at the form book, they look very sort of similar, but Gonzalez, Chocolatito Gonzalez, for a namesake, Israel Gonzalez in his last fight, won well enough. But Israel Gonzalez is not a Carlos Cuadras that Estrada fought. So to me, Chocolatito, he got hit with a few shots there with Israel Gonzalez, and Gonzalez was competitive where it would maybe not have been so competitive a few years back. So as good as Chocolatito still is, Estrada went down, but he fought Carlos Cuadras better than Israel Gonzalez. And as good as both are, I'm going to go for Juan Francisco Estrada to win a hard-fought decision, maybe a majority decision, split decision. I don't think there's going to be more than 2 points, 3 points in the fight. But I think Juan Francisco Estrada will be able to force his style in the fight just a little bit more. I think he won't be able to do it all the time when they exchange. He is going to fight back like he did in the first fight. But unlike the first fight, I think he's going to have a little bit more success fighting back against Chocolatito. He's got to watch for the left hook as well from Chocolatito, so things can change at the drop of a hat. You know, he got dropped there by Cuadras. Chocolatito might drop him and even keep him there, but I doubt it. I think we're looking at a distance fight, and I'm not sure about it at all, but I think Juan Francisco Estrada is just going to edge the fight for me. So that's it. That's what I think happens on the main event on Saturday on the Zone there in Dallas, Texas. It is a very good card. There's some other good fights on the card as well. Keep your eye on WBA light flyweight champion, also a ring champion, Hiroto Kyoguchi, who took the title from our own Eki Butler. Terrific body puncher. He's defending his title. If you're in America, you've never seen Hiroto Kyoguchi, well worth a watch. And we have a Ring Magazine Ladies Welterweight Championship on the line. A rematch between the long-reigning Cecilia Brakus, who got upset by Jessica McCaskill in their last fight. So McCaskill has to prove whether it was a fluke or not, and Brakus has to show whether she still has something left in the tank. So it's going to be a great night of boxing from American Airlines Center. We can all watch on the Zone in the early hours of the morning here in South Africa. Until we see each other again, remember to keep those gloves up.